Hello and welcome to our financial tutorial. We are happy that you are interested in developing an application to one of our upcoming calls. My name is Kamila and I work as a finance officer in the Interreg Baltic Sea Region program. In this video, I'm going to explain how to construct the budget for a small project. In this tutorial, we will cover 4 main parts. First, I will explain to you the eligibility aspects you should consider before you start thinking about the project budget. Then you will learn which cost categories you can plan and how. Next, I will explain to you our new approach to the staff costs. And finally, we will jointly prepare the budget using a real example. We will go through all of these parts together. Let's start with the first part of the tutorial. Now, we would like to present to you the elements you have to consider before going deeper into the budget planning. First, please make sure that costs you are planning are essential for the project implementation and are relevant for your activities. Remember, the value for money aspect is quite an important criterion of the assessment of your project. Next, think about sound financial management, as your budget must be planned in an efficient way. Effectiveness, efficiency, and economy are the key features. Our program works with the reimbursement principle. But what does this actually mean for you? As a first step, you have to pre-finance your expenditure. You report the expenditure to the program and get your money back after we have accepted it. Therefore, pay attention to your liquidity. Have money prepared for the start and at least 1 year of the project implementation. On the subject of reimbursement, we also have to mention the co-financing rate. The program will reimburse 80% of your costs, so 20% will be your own contribution. If your institution is located in Norway, then you will get 50%. Please make sure you have enough financial resources to cover your own contribution. There is one thing which is not allowed in our program. It is important to be aware of this restriction now and not to plan it in the project budget. No double funding. You cannot use additional EU funds to cover project expenditure. Now that you are aware of do's and don'ts, let's check what you can plan. You can plan what is needed for implementation of your activities and is in line with the eligibility rules of our program. However, to construct your budget, you will use 2 main cost categories. We call them cuts. When planning the budget, you will use Category 1 staff costs and Category 7 other costs. As you will see, both cost categories are based on simplified cost options. We will explain to you the most important aspect of them later in the tutorial. You can check details about eligibility rules for each cost category in the program manual. You can find it on our program website. Before we show you how to construct your budget, we would like to explain an innovation about the staff cost calculation. We wanted to move away from the real costs calculation. Instead, we have introduced simplified cost options and more specifically, unified hourly rates. What does this mean for you and how does it work? Hourly rates will be predefined, specified by country, the same for each employee regardless position, for productive hours only, so only for working hours spent for the project. Holidays or sick leave do not count as productive hours. What is important to know is that the hourly rate covers the total gross employment costs. What does it mean to have the same hourly rate for each employee? For your project, you will carefully plan involvement of people having different responsibilities, such as project or financial manager, communication specialist, etc. Regardless of the positions and real salary, for each project employee, you will plan the same hourly rate. If you take Finland as an example, the hourly rate will be 36 euros in our tutorial. Interested to see which hourly rate is relevant for you? Locate your country here to find out. The hourly rate is presented in the national currency. You can see that in Denmark, for example, the hourly rate is 374 Danish krones, while it is 22 euros in Lithuania. Please always check our program manual for the actual data, as the rates per country might evolve over the program lifetime. Now we will explain the 17-20 rule. This rule applies to all staff costs. 1,720 is the maximal number of hours for a full-time employee per one calendar year working only for the project. If you plan a part-time employee with partial involvement in the project, you should reduce the number of hours accordingly as it is shown on the slide. Now we will show you how to calculate your budget. As example, we will take a lead partner from Finland. We begin with the staff costs. We will show you the calculation steps for two different positions, assistant and project manager. Let's calculate the staff costs of the assistant together. Your assistant is a half-time employee working for 20% of the project for 1 year of project implementation. You calculate the costs as follows. You multiply the hourly rate for Finland by 1,720 hours, by 50%, then by 20% project worked, and by the project duration. We get nearly 6,200 euros. Please try to calculate the other example by yourself. Did you get the same results? If we summed up together, you will see the total amount of the staff costs in the bottom of the slide. The next cost category for small projects is the category 7 other costs. This is based on simplified cost options as well, but this time we talk about a flat rate. Small projects will receive 40% flat rate based on their estimated staff costs. This 40% flat rate is meant to cover costs such as office and administration, travel and accommodation, external services, equipment, infrastructure and works, and any other costs needed for implementation of your project. Of course, it can happen that the flat rate will lead to under or overcompensation of your real costs. This is a natural consequence of using flat rates. The program will not require any follow-up and balancing between your actual costs and the amount of flat rate received. If we sum up staff costs and the other costs, we end up with 182,000 euros. The calculation of the Finnish lead partner budget is finalized. Now it is time for your partners to construct their budget. They will follow the same steps and principles as our lead applicant example. At the end, when all partner budgets are ready, you will compile all costs into the total project budget. You will do it in our Vamos Plus system. We will explain you how to do it on a different occasion. One important remark: the total project budget cannot exceed 500,000 euros. Thank you for your attention. We hope you enjoyed our tutorial and became familiar with the basic topics related to budget planning. Still, we recommend you to read our program manual and have it at hand when working on your financial planning. If you have any questions, we are available and happy to support you. You can find our contacts on our website. You can also follow us via our social media channels. Good luck for your project application.